What's up? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a shorter install on the car. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, but it's pretty inexpensive, so I've just been pushing it off and doing other things I've wanted. So this is what we're going to be installing today. They are rain guards. Personally, I try to crack my window wherever I go. I like a lot of fresh air, and I really like the look of them. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you what you're going to need and how to install these. So what you're going to want to do first is rub down this plastic trim with rubbing alcohol. This is going to get all of the either wax or ceramic coat or whatever you put on it to make the car look nice. It'll get it off and make the adhesive have a much better surface to stick to. So once you have that done, what you're going to want to do is take off the weather stripping on the doors. You're going to be able to pull it down pretty easily. You don't have to go all the way down. There's 2 clips that come with each rain guard, and you just need to give it enough room to where you have spots to put those clips. I'm probably going to do one here and one here, and just don't go to the corner because that's probably going to be a little bit harder to get in. But as you can see, I can push this right back in and reseal it, so don't worry about hurting it. It's pretty easy. So once you have this weather stripping taken care of, you're going to want to grab one of the rain guards and grab 2 of the clips that come in the box, and they have on the back side these little keyed holes on the clips, and they push into these 2 nodules that stick out on the rain guard. So there's 2 ways to put them, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. You want to have these hooks at the top, and that's going to be what sits inside of the area where we're removing the weather stripping. You're going to slot it in, and then once you have it stuck on, you're going to push the weather stripping back in. So now comes one of the final install parts. So you're going to want to take the tape off of each corner that is going vertically. So what do you think? Which one? And then what you're going to want to do is peel back a couple inches of the top one. And that's going to be important because once this is stuck and stuck hard, it's going to be there. So you want to have a little bit available so you can situate this where you want it. And then once it's up against it, you can grab the tab that's coming out and just pull it out. And then you can push it against the door trim. So I'm going to leave probably that much. Now that we have a little bit of the top off and the sides stripped, we are ready to mount this. And I'm going to get this as close to where it actually needs to be so I can mount this properly. So I have the back notched in and the front is now notched in. Now I just have to line this up here. That's pretty set, and you don't have to do this, but I'm a little picky, so I'm just going to make sure this is going to line up in a spot that looks acceptable, and I think it will. No matter what you do, you're going to have a bit of a gap. If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to open the doors, so don't worry about that too much. Just situate it where you want it, make sure the lines flow nicely, and then you can take this off. And the instructions, it does say that heating this up with a heat gun will help the adhesion. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer. So I'm actually going to go get one myself. It's in the middle of winter right now. I think it's 28 degrees out right now. So any extra little help I will take. And I know this 3M works pretty well. That's what I have my duckbill mounted with. There are no mounting screws or anything, and it's held up really well. I wash it probably once every other week or once a week in the summer, and it has done fine. So I'm gonna go get a hair dryer and we're going to heat this up a little bit. And I'm just going to use this hairdryer as best as I can to heat this up and make sure it sticks as best as it can. All right, now we just have to do the rest of the car. So I'm gonna time lapse this and make it quick. These are the clips I was referring to earlier and how they have keyed holes. And all you have to do is just push them on like this. It should be self-explanatory, the direction that they go on. And that's all there is to that. So this backside gave me a little bit more trouble than the front side, and one thing I found out, it's a little bit easier if when you're installing, if it doesn't want to just slide right up into where the weather stripping is, you can pull these tabs back and that'll help it kind of guide right in. It can be a little tricky since you're working under it, but it's not too bad. So now that we're done with the driver's side, let's do the passenger side. It should be a little bit quicker since we already know what we're doing. So one thing I did find out help you get this gasket in a little bit easier, it's best to come from the inside and right where the rain guard meets the gasket, push up with your fingers, kind of like you're rolling it in like this. On the first one, I thought I got it in and it popped right in, but it didn't. So double check that. So here are the rain guards installed. If I wasn't filming this, it probably would have only taken me around 20 minutes or so. It's pretty cold right now in my garage. I don't know if you could see my breath in some of the shots, but it's only a little above 30 and my hands feel fine. My fingers aren't cold or anything. So if you got a little bit of extra time in the day and you want to bust this out, I think it should be pretty feasible. I would make sure before your first drive, you push everything down again. Make sure it's all sturdy and everything's connected. All the weather stripping is pushed back up correctly and you should be good. I have complete faith in the 3M tape that this comes with. Like I said, that's what's on my duck bill and it has never let me down. As for what's coming up next, in the next video, I'm probably going to be installing new brakes and rotors. When I was putting on my new wheels, I noticed that especially the front left, the rotor is pretty bad and the brakes are almost non-existent. When I got it inspected a couple months ago, they said I had probably another year left. That was not accurate. In fact, this past Friday, I had to come to a stop from probably around 70 miles an hour on the highway. Someone hauling a trailer had some sort of accident where it partially became uncoupled from the truck and my front left brake, the one that I noticed was pretty bad, actually gave out on me. So I'm going to be showing that. Another thing I have in mind is potentially making the vent behind the driver's side wheel functionable. That way there's a pass through for brakes pretty much. I think it should be pretty easy to do. It's kind of made to where you can just cut out some plastic and make it work, but you got to take some stuff off to get to it. And I have a couple other things planned that I'll see what order I want to do them in. But thanks for watching. I hope this helped you install your rain guards. Let me know if you think it looks good, bad, if I look like an idiot. Yeah, so thanks for watching. See ya.